When I think about what makes Obsidian so powerful, there are just a couple things that come to mind. Of course, starting off, it has to be the ability to link one note to another note. And then second is the ability to search through all of the information in your vault to find exactly what it is that you are looking for. Then we've got plugins that can make it do a lot more stuff. And of all of those things, this this that I want to go over is a new entry into what makes Obsidian powerful pantheon of amazing things. Now, that's not all that snappy of a marketing term, but this is going to be one of the most common things that you use with your Obsidian database that is not a plugin. It's not actually in your database to begin with. And that's what's blowing my mind about this. And that's why I wanted to share this with you. So if you want to get the absolute most out of your Obsidian personal knowledge management system and all that kind of stuff, then this is for you. Normally, we would be right here in the YouTube vault and we will get back here. But in order to show you what I'm talking about, I want to go back over to the main Obsidian website because up here, you've got the main Obsidian logo, download Obsidian, you've got pricing, sync and publish. So synchronizing your database and publishing it to the web are the two features of Obsidian that they're most proud of and they want to push the most. But this brand new thing that is super powerful is actually all the way down here in the footer of the main web page. So down here, Obsidian overview, sync, publish, canvas, mobile, synchronize, and we've done a video about that. Publish, we haven't really done because I don't publish it to the net. Canvas, I've done a whole video about that. Mobile, using it on your phone, I really don't even touch that. But then there's this WebClipper and plugins. WebClipper is the thing that I want to talk about. And the only reason that I knew that it was a thing isn't that I just go searching through the footer of the website like a crazy person. It's that it was through Twitter. So on the 11th, November 11th, just a couple of days ago from the time that I'm recording this, it actually like 2 days before my second daughter was born, was on Twitter. And this is what I saw. So it saved the web and it's a new extension that helps you save websites and details from websites. And they kind of go through what all this is, and you can highlight things. So I haven't had a lot of experience with this because it's brand new, and that's why I wanted to show this to you. But what it is, it's a browser extension that connects to your vault. So that's why I was saying this isn't even a plugin to your Obsidian vault, and it's not Obsidian proper. It's a browser extension that can pipe information from the internet into your vault. So if you are a data hoarder like me and where most of your information is coming from the internet and you want to organize it and catalog it, normally you'd have to highlight stuff, copy it, go to your vault, create a new note and paste it in and do all of that manually. Well, now this plugin will let you do that. So from the website, you can click on WebClipper and it will give you an overview of what it is. So now you can capture different pages that are different kinds of information in its own way. And I'll go into how that works, but you can capture articles and recipes and references. And if you're trying to do academic research, you can grab all of that and you can build your own templates, which is crazy powerful. And I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of how deep that can go. But the little bit that I've already played with, it's incredible. Now you can also highlight the web. So you can highlight things on web pages, and then this clipper will keep track of what you've highlighted. So if you ever come back to that website, your highlights are there. So it's not just stored in the browser and it's not just stored on somebody else's server. This is stored locally and it just remembers what it is. So that is super cool that you can do that. Or you can highlight and then clip things to your database, your vault, if you want to keep track of it locally to use it later, which is pretty cool. And of course, all the normal benefits. It's private. It's all just markdown files, so it's not proprietary. You can create hotkeys, and if you've been watching any of my videos for any length of time, you know that I'm a super big fan of hotkeys. You can auto apply templates based on rules that you set up. So anything that you're going to do twice, set up a template for it, and there you go. You've saved a lot of time and information. You can extract even the schema of different kinds of websites. So if you are an SEO guru and this is all you do every day, all day long, well, you can grab that schema information and use it in your own projects. Like this is fantastic. Excuse me. So here it has the different browsers that it works with, which for me, I use Arc almost exclusively for my own personal stuff. You can see all my role-playing game research over here. But if you've got Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Edge, Brave, Arc, Orion, or Vivaldi, it will work. So there's a broad spectrum of browsers already built in to the Clipper. So, all right, enough just lollygagging. Let's look at it. So you can add it from this page, or if you're on a Chrome-based browser, you can go searching for it and Obsidian WebClipper. Yeah, do that. There we go. And there's the Obsidian thing, but also you can find it in the Chrome Web Store. And this will show you when the last time it was updated. So this is the 16th. And what day am I alive? What is this, like the 18th or so? Whatever day it is, it was updated recently is what I'm trying to say. So you can install it through the Chrome store or directly from the website, either or. And I have pinned it into my browser up here. So I've got my password manager and I've got my web clipper here. So let's say we highlight this. You can click the little icon here or go up to your extensions and choose it. Or you can right click and then web clipper, clip this page, add to highlights, or open side panel. So let's see what add to highlights looks like. And there we go. So we've highlighted this whole thing and yeah, so hit escape. So now this highlight is just here the whole time. And it's now visible whether I go to the download page and then I come back. I would have thought that it would stay there. Maybe not. So we'll look into that. So maybe they are not persistent. I led you astray. But anyway, web clipper, add to highlights, and we'll just say it's this one. And then we can clip highlights, and then it brings up this box. So let's talk about this box a little bit, because the default template grabs the title of the web page, the source of the clip, which is the URL you're on, who is the creator of the website, and you can say, what date was this clip created? The description is the meta description that would be visible on a Google search or something like that. And you could add tags to it. So we can add to Obsidian or copy to clipboard, save to file, which would just save it as a markdown file if you want to manage it differently. And then here you can extend out all the different stuff that it is, that the information that's available to you to grab just all sorts of stuff that you can put into your properties here. And then you could also highlight and do it that way. Or let's go to settings. And this is really where you're going to start. Okay. So we just kind of did a teaser of what it looks like. But here in the settings of your clipper, this is where you're going to spend a lot of time up front to get it dialed in just right to fit you perfectly so that you'll use it more and more. And starting with general, we'll just slam through these real quick. System, language, help. Yeah, you can go through deeper guides and stuff here. And vaults. So by default, your clips are going to prefer whatever vault you have open. So you might be one of those people that have multiple vaults, or you've got one vault for your day job, you've got one vault for your personal life, you've got another vault for all your side hustles, and you prefer to keep them all separate. Then whichever one is open, that's the vault that your web clipper is going to prefer. So if you have more than one vault open by default, like that's just how you do things, then you want to type in the name of your vault here, and it has to be the exact vault that you want. So it can't be fuzzy logic. It's not going to search for you. You have to type in the exact thing and then hit enter. So here, YouTube demo would be the one that I would want, and hit enter. And there it is. So once you've got several, you can drag them around to prioritize which one it is. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as the currently open vault because I only have one vault open. And then hotkeys, these can get confusing, especially if your system has system-wide hotkeys or your browser has browser level hotkeys. It can be a challenge to find hotkeys that are open that won't conflict with anything. So Shift Command O opens the web clipper. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to close out the highlights, Command Shift O, and hey, look at that. It popped up the web clipper. My hotkeys are working. So that's cool. Then you can save clipped note without opening it because the standard behavior is to extract the data, go to your vault, create a new note, and it's now visible to you. So if you wanted to not have to close that out because you're going, well, the clipper should create the note and the way that it's created is the way that I want it. So I don't want to have to now go back and close that note. Well, you can say, I'm never going to work with the note that was just created because I created it the way I wanted it from the first place. This is where you would enable that behavior. But this note is that detail is that in order for this to work, it still needs to shift your system's attention to Obsidian for that note to be created, and then it'll be closed. So then you'll have to Command Tab back to your browser. So as of right now, it's not going to do all of that completely in the background. You'll still need to navigate back to wherever it was that you were at. Now, the clipping method that the clipper is using currently needs your Obsidian version to be 1.6.7 let me see. Yep. Uses the URI clipping method compatible with 1.6.7 or earlier. So I guess that this is backwards compatible. I was thinking more about it needs to be this version or later for it to work, but it looks like nope. If you've got 1.6.7 or earlier, that should work. So if I'm confused about that, please let me know in the comments what I'm missing. That you can reset default template and export all your settings. So if you're going to be changing system or whatever reason you might need to export these, this is where it is. Then you can import what you've exported from a previous build or whatever. Now, the properties, you can export and import properties. And these are some of the variables that you can work with and make sure that the kind of information that it's looking for is the correct thing. Okay. And it's not going to let you change the kind of tags detail. And then you can add these default tags of whatever you want. Just be aware that it's going to be included with everything that you're using. So then your highlighter, you can export all your highlights and display in your saved highlights when you load a page. So that's why I was like, I thought that highlights were persistent, um, but I guess this is a bug. Who knows? So Obsidian, if you're watching, maybe I discovered a bug. I don't know. So now clip behavior, choose how highlighted content is saved to Obsidian. So instead of grabbing the page content and all the page content, it's going to replace what it normally is looking for, which is all the page content, and it will only include whatever you've highlighted. So that's what that means. And you can just say, well, do nothing, or you could replace it, and that's that. So the default template, you can name it whatever you want, the behavior, create new note. So this can be interesting. You can have one big old note in your vault that says all my web clippings. And then whenever you create a new clipping, it'll append that document, that note with this clip's details and information. And then the next time it'll go to the bottom and add in new details. So now you've got kind of like an archaeological record starting with the newest and then going down, or it would then be the oldest because the newest thing gets added to the bottom and so on. Or if you want the latest thing to be the first thing you see at the top of the document, this works the opposite direction. Or if you've watched my video about daily notes and you understand that this is one of the core ideas of your Obsidian Vault, then you can add it to your daily note in much the same way to the top or bottom of it. And this way you can not only have the time included in the clipping, but also you can have it embedded in the note from that day in time. So there are multiple ways to approach this, but I would think that most people are going to create a new note for every new clipping and then just have a clipping folder that gets filled up with all your clippings. And that way you can keep track of them and then use them. So that is the note name, format for the name. So these are some of the variables like title, date, published, and you can go here to understand what variables are available to us. So author, content, highlights, image, all this stuff. So you can get real detailed with what variables you're pulling into your template. And then the note location, where's it going to put this new note that was created from the WebClipper? So just make a clippings folder, shove them all there, and that way you know where they are all the time. Then for this template, you can define which template it prefers. So you can set your preferred vault at the clipping plugin level, but then you can also, you can add or remove extra vaults, and then they would be visible here for defining exactly which vault this kind of template will prefer, right? So then here you can set the URL for when this template fires. So now you can have different kinds of templates that will pay attention to where you are on the internet. And then depending on which website you're clipping from, then it will automatically use this template because you're on the web page connected to this template, which is super cool. So if you are doing a lot of academic research and you're on a .edu site, you can create a template just for that. If you are pulling stuff from Reddit, I don't know why you'd be on Reddit, but if you are, then you can pull it that way. So this is incredibly powerful in terms of if you're going to be pulling this kind of information from this website more than once, make a unique template for it. And that way you don't even need to go select which template this clipper is using. It's all done for you. So this one little detail of automation will save you so much time. And once you set it the way that it fits you, then you won't even need to think about it ever again. And this is going to transform your entire life, because all the stuff that you used to have to do by hand, you can build into your template, into the properties, and that frees you up to just think about what it is you're going to put in the body of the content and your notes about the information, which is all the metadata. You're thinking about the thought that you're capturing with this web clipper. So this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible stuff. So then you can build a new template and call it whatever you want, and recipe template, and create a new note. So you can just go through and do all of this. Or you could say clippings and then add a subfolder and call it recipes or whatever. But really, it would just be the recipes folder, whatever, right? So we'll call it clippings. Is that what it's called? Yeah. All right. So yeah, this is just the coolest thing ever. So we will use this URL and let's go to here and call it Obsidian example template, and then say that it only fires on here. And what properties do we want? Oh, so it doesn't autofill, but I wonder if you could duplicate. Hey, yeah, you can, because I like, yeah, let's just delete that. This default one, I like all this information. So I'm going to duplicate it and then call this Obsidian example clipper and paste that in. And then we'll call it title, author, property, tags, Obsidian. And there we go. So that's it. Okay. So now if we're here on the Chrome store and I open the clipper, this page cannot be clipped. All right. Well, I guess that, I guess the Chrome store does not like this clipper. So, all right, let's say we're looking at Dungeon World and we've done this and open the clipper. Okay. So it's chosen the Obsidian example clipper, I think, because it's the top one. So let's drag the default up here and then let's try to clip this again. And now it's prioritizing the default. And there we go. And this is everything that I had highlighted. So that's everything that it was including. But if I don't highlight anything, it's just going to try to grab as much of this website as it possibly can. But if there's too much on the page, it's not going to clip everything if you're just trying to clip an encyclopedia amount of information. So that is set by your system and how much memory the browser has and all that kind of stuff. But this has grabbed quite a bit down to create a wizard. Yep, Thief the Wizard. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it grabbed almost all of the main content, but not the footer and all that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we can clip this, but then the default is the one that we've prioritized here. And the Obsidian example clipper, let's bring it down to the lowest priority, but then go to the main Obsidian page and then clip. And now, even though the Obsidian example clipper is the lowest priority template, it recognizes that we're on the URL associated with this template, and that uses this one instead of the top level default one. Okay, so that is how you can prioritize which template your Clipper defaults to, and where to keep your URL specific ones, keep them down out of the way, or you can always reach it here, right? To cycle through which ones. So you can see that it changed the properties, boop, and it added Obsidian back, and it's just doing the detail and saying, this is the super cool example website of Obsidian. Okay, and it's going to the clippings, and then we can add to Obsidian, and now it comes over here, and there it is. Pretty cool. Now, I would have thought that it would open that document. Oh, there it is. I forgot and left it checked. So let me uncheck this. Maybe. Huh, weird. I'm going to close it and then go back to settings. And then there we go. Weird little hiccup there too. So now let's go to download or the publish page. Let me click this, and yep. So even though the trigger URL was just the main domain, not /page or /publish or /sync, it's looking for that root URL, which was there. So it knew, okay, yep, we're using the Obsidian example clipper. Cool. And then let's add to Obsidian. And now, I would have thought that it was loading. So maybe I would need to close Obsidian, then refresh my browser, but I don't want to do all that right now just for this walkthrough. It's already long enough, and I don't want to torture you with that. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. And now I want to get back to the good camera. So there you go. That is incredible. Like, it's super powerful. And now you can see why this is one of the most valuable things, because the biggest part of your database is using the information to create stuff and to accomplish things with whatever it is that you've built in your vault. But the quality of output is governed by the quality of input. So if you're watching lots of YouTube videos, if you're reading lots of articles, if you're learning lots of things, and you're cataloging all of this, and most of that is done from the internet, you're pulling stuff from different websites and going, oh, that's a good idea, let me grab that. Well, if you're like me, that's a big part of what I do. Well, then you used to have to do this all by hand, and it just took so much time. And in one way, I'm kind of amazed that it took so long to get a web clipper. Like, I get like having a solid foundation and making sure the program itself just works perfectly, which is crazy awesome. I love Obsidian. And now that there's a web clipper, I can't imagine living without it. So that's why I wanted to make this video, to put it on your radar. And if you've found this valuable, the best way to help others find it, who also might be able to transform their entire life, is to just give the video a like. That is the number one way that YouTube understands whether you actually enjoyed it or not. Even if you've been watching to the point in the video, watch time plus a like or even a subscribe, or you could click share and then post it to Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And all of those are ways that YouTube's looking for, hey, is this worth sharing to other cool folks like you? So yeah, go tell it, yes, it is. And I will appreciate it, as do the folks who will see it because of you. They will appreciate it as well. So let me know, are you going to be using this? Have you already installed it and played around with it? I would love to know how this is going to help your personal productivity, your professional productivity, your effectiveness, your profitability. Let me know how it works out for you. I love keeping track of the comments, and I try to reply to every single one that I get. I don't have some assistant who is answering them for me. It's all me. So I can't wait to hear from you. That's it for now. Check out this next video that YouTube thinks you would get a lot of value out of. And of course, go visit plusoncreator.com to take your creative efforts to the next level, and I'll see you over there. But in the meantime, remember, if you can change your mind, you can change your life.